Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, and welcome to day 4 of our second week of fractions review. Yesterday, we started talking about equivalent fractions using number lines, so today we're going to add on to that with equivalent fractions using fraction bars or fraction strips. So let's look at our I can statement for today. It says, I can find equivalent fractions using a number line and models. So we're going to be jumping back and forth between both, and I'm going to look at showing you how to use a number line or fraction bars to help you with your classwork today. Before we do that, though, let's jump into our fluency. And for our fluency today, I want to review perimeter and area. So go ahead and get a piece of notebook paper, a marker, a pen, pencil, whatever you may need, and let's go through some of these together. I'm going to give you 3 different rectangles today, and we're going to work together to find both the perimeter and the area. So first, let's talk about what we remember. We know that area is the amount of space inside of a shape. So to find area, what do we do? Hopefully you're saying multiply. We multiply our length times our width. And 8 times 4 equals 32. So 32 square units. Now, to find the perimeter, that's the amount of space around the shape. So in order to do that, we wouldn't multiply, we would add. But we only have 2 sides, so we need to fill in those missing sides. We know opposites are equal. So then it would become 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8. I'm going to go ahead with some double facts. I know 4 plus 4 makes 8. 8 plus 8 makes 16. 16 plus 8. Say good morning. 8 plus 16, or I know that 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. My perimeter is 24 units. 24 units. Let's try another one. Let's draw a rectangle. Let's do this one. Area equation, 10 times 7. 10 times 7 equals 70 square units. Perimeter, add up the sides. Let's fill in our missing sides. So we have 10 plus 10 plus 7 plus 7. I know 10 and 10 makes 20. 7 and 7 makes 14. 20 plus 14, that's 34 units. Last one. This time, let's draw a square. Let's talk a little bit about squares. Starting with the area. Area, I only have one side labeled. What do I know about a square? All 4 sides are equal. So if this side is 5, this side is 5. So my equation for area, 5 times 5, which equals 25. 25 square units. And then for my perimeter, I add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 units. And there we have my perimeter and my area. Now let's go ahead and jump into our classwork. You are all over the place today. Let's jump into our classwork for today. As I mentioned, we're going to talk about how we already know we can use number lines to make equivalent fractions. So how can we use fraction bars to make equivalent fractions? So I'm just going to take our same examples from before and just use them, show them using a fraction bar. So my first one was 1/2 equals blank fourths. So the first thing we can always do is draw a fraction strip. And I'm going to start with my original fraction, which was 1/2. So I'm going to partition it into halves, and I'm going to shade. So I see 1/2. And I want to know this equals blank fourths. I can cut this model to turn it into fourths. How can I turn this halves into fourths? There's a couple of different ways I could cut it. I could draw two vertical lines to turn it into fourths, or I can just partition across like this. And I see that now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. And how many of those parts are shaded? 2. So that shows me that 1/2 is equal to 2/4. So using this example, let's try another one. Number 2 says 2/3 is equal to blank 6. So I'm going to draw my model again. And I'm going to partition it into thirds. And I'm going to shade 2/3. 2/3 is equal to blank 6. And what do we know about thirds and sixths? We know that 6 is 3 doubled. So I basically need to double my number of parts. And I can do that by partitioning across in half. Now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. And of those equal parts, how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2/3 is equal to 4/6. All right, let's do our last one, number 3. 3/4 is equal to blank 8. So one more time, I'm going to draw. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today, whether it's my cat or furniture falling. Number 3 is 3/4. So let's draw a model. Partition into fourths. And I'm going to shade 3. And I want to know how many fourths can make eighths. Again, my relationship between fourths and eighths, I know if I double 4, I can make 8. So I need to double my number of parts here, which means I'm going to cut across in half. And now I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to count my number of shaded parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that tells me that 3/4 is equal or equivalent to 6/8. So basically what we've done is we've looked at 2 different ways that we can show equivalent fractions. We can show them using number lines, and we can also show them using fraction models. With that in mind, let's pull up our classwork for today, and I kind of want to go through it with you. I know it is difficult at home trying to draw these number lines and marking all of these things as equivalent, because it really does require you guys to write very neatly and organized so that everything matches up evenly. If you're struggling with that at home, it is okay. Do the best you can and just try and take your time. Here is your classwork for today. Uh-oh, my email popped up on accident. Hold on one second. A lot of computer issues today. All right, here we go. I think you guys can see it now. So you will draw on your paper at home a number line from 0 to 3. And then you have 3 questions that I want you to look at. It says, number 1, on the number line above, use a red colored pencil to divide each whole into fourths and label each fraction above the line. Use a fraction strip to help you estimate if necessary. So what you're gonna do at home, and I'm gonna do it right here with you, so if you wanna be pausing and working together, that's fine. You're gonna draw a number line. You're gonna go 0, 1, 2, 3. Now, it says first we're gonna partition each whole into fourths. So we know if we need fourths, how many lines are we gonna draw? 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then they want us to label each fraction. So I'm just gonna go above. 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4. And I'm gonna keep going all the way across until I get to 3 holes, which eventually will bring me to 12/4. That's number 1. Then number 2 says, on the number line above, use a blue colored pencil to divide each whole into 8ths and to label the fraction below the line. Now, I know you may be thinking, I don't have enough room to partition into 8ths. Because remember, you would have to draw and cut each 4th in half again. If you need to write underneath, that's fine. If you want to draw another number line and just go from 0 to 1 and show your 8ths, that's fine too. The whole purpose of this, you guys, is just to help to see where we can find equivalent fractions. Do the very best you can. Please don't get frustrated if it's not coming out the way you want. This is just for practice. If you guys have any questions or need any help, don't hesitate to call, text, or email and let me know. Can't wait to see your work later. Bye.